Okay.
All right, you're on.
Um, okay. So I'm on Jupiter.
Yep.
The website we'll be using is programmiz.com. We're going to be making a calculator.
Okay. And I posted that link to the
Okay.
chat, so everyone should have it. That link to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So here's the example.
All right. So how do you want to start? Okay.
Copy this into the Jupiter.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Run.
Well, there you go.
Oh wow. Okay. So what is this down here?
Good question. So what do you think that is doing?
Can you repeat that?
What do you think that is? That printout that says select operation.
Hold on. Just focus again. Multiply.
Yep. So if you look at the code, right? If you look at the block above that, you have, it says while true, and then it says, there's a comment, right? It says take input from the user. And then it has choice equals to input, and then it
Oh,
says,
okay.
you see that?
Okay. Yeah. So let's do 5 times 3.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. There we go. So now, here's a question for you. So looking at the code, what do you think, which part of the code do you think is handling that logic?
The multiplying? This part right here.
Yep, right. So you'll see that when you click run, it has that while true. So what the while true does is it just runs it until you stop it. So that's all that really does. And then you'll see that it says, choice.
This part right here?
Yep. So that will just make it run forever until you click the stop button.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. And then.
So now. Oh. And how would I, if I wanted to do another?
Yep. So you can click
equation,
run again.
Let's say.
Yep. So just click run again, and it'll start again. You want to click in that previous block and click run.
This one?
Yeah, so put your mouse in that first block. There you go.
Oh.
See that?
Oh, okay.
So now try typing in something that's not 1, 2, 3, or 4. And see what happens.
5. Invalid output.
Invalid input, yep. So what if you wanted to change that message? Where would you go to change that in the block above?
We would go right here. We would do print parentheses 5 or quotation 5.
Okay.
And then whatever we want to put.
Okay. So you can try that. and see what happens.
Okay. What should we put?
And it's up to you. Think of something.
Uh, hmm.
You can do you can do add and then multiply.
Oh, I could have two functions?
You could if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you can.
Add. And then would it be multiply or would it be separate?
Good question. So if you wanted to, let's try to do two operations. Let's do an add first and then a multiply. And you can do add and multiply.
And then, oh, add and multiply.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So now when it starts, it's going to print that out. So you can run it and see what happens. So you just hit quick stop and rerun in the middle.
Oh, what happened? Invalid input.
No, just click in that block again and then hit run again. That's all.
Okay. Run. Nothing happened.
Oh, maybe click stop first. Hit stop and then run.
Click what?
Click the stop button.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then try running again.
And then press it. Run.
Oh, okay. So
Nothing happened.
so notice it still has selected the next block. So it's trying to run.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay. So it's selected now.
Yep. And hit
Now,
stop and
click.
then, yeah.
Run. It like goes when I click run, it goes to the next box.
Let's try deleting that box then.
This one?
Yeah, select that and then you can do like edit and then you can delete that block. Add delete cell.
Delete. Do I delete this one too?
Yeah, let's delete that too.
Okay.
Okay, now
Okay.
when you click run, it should do something.
Oh.
Oh, it didn't. Okay, so let's try deleting that print that you added and see if that causes it to run again, because it looks like something it doesn't like about that.
Okay. Stop it.
Yeah.
And then we click it. Run.
Ah,
Oh.
weird. Okay. So let me try that in my window and let's see what I get.
Did we crash it?
Maybe. Let me try. Let me see. Here we go. No, this one. I want a different one. There we go. Alright, so now okay, so that works for me. So it's probably something with the formatting that's causing yours to not run. Okay.
Weird.
And there's no
Should I delete it and copy it again?
yeah, try that. So
Okay.
that's one annoying thing that I don't like about Python is it sometimes the formatting is causing it to not run, but then it's hard to tell because you can't see exactly why.
Okay,
Like
there we go. Is it the invalid output comes up?
yeah, so if you
I'll
click
delete it.
run, no, actually, no, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I'll delete it again. Okay. There we go. Now
Run.
I'm gonna run.
Ah, there's some. Okay, try clicking the rerun button instead. Something is looks like maybe your Python crashed.
I crashed it.
It happens. That's you get used to that after a while.
Okay, so run.
Click the rerun button instead. It's the one next to it's that
This one?
yeah that one. Restart. Ah, okay, that's why.
Okay, now I run.
Yeah. No, it's don't.
That's weird.
Odd. Okay, so it looks like it crashed pretty hard.
Oh, it popped out.
Okay. Oh, you see the top there says kernel is starting. Please wait. So it was still running. That's why. Okay. There you go. Okay, so now you can do a quick test. Make sure it works.
Okay, let's subtract. 30 minus 6.
Okay.
Wait. Now to I would click run again to clear it, right?
You can. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Okay. So now let's try again to add and multiply.
Okay. Am I missing anything?
Okay.
No.
Yep. And save it.
Does this have to be capital?
No, it doesn't. It's just printing out, so
Oh.
that shouldn't matter.
Okay, so now I would run it.
Yeah.
It's saved. Well, it doesn't say there's an error.
Try to do a Control S to save, and then try running it again. So sometimes you don't save it. It does weird.
Save?
things. Yeah.
Okay, and then I would run it.
Yeah. Because sometimes you don't save it. Kind of.
Do you think it has to do something with this down here?
No. So for example, let me do it in mine. You can see. If I come in here,
Uh-huh.
I save it, and if I so notice because I didn't save it, it didn't print out anything new. So now if I stop it and I save, and then I run, so you notice now it prints it out. See that? So when I didn't save, so that's one thing that I always do, but like I always forget to tell others is that when you want to run something after you've made changes, is to always save because
Yeah.
not all programs will automatically save for you, and so it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna run the old one. And you're like, why isn't that showing up? Okay, so let's go back to yours.
Okay.
So let's try save it, stop, and then run. Hopefully that'll make it refresh.
Okay. So save it, stop, and then run.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's. Wow, your system's kind of slow. It took it forever to like actually save.
Should I stop it again?
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay, and then just wait till. Okay, now let's try running it.
Run.
Oh, you gotta select the right box because it's selecting the empty one.
Huh?
It's selected the bottom cell, so select the first cell.
Oh. Right, delete him. Okay, let's try this again. So, save.
Yep. Okay, alright, save. Okay, that's good.
And stop. And I'm gonna click it. Click the box.
Yep, it's selected and then run.
Does it matter if it's blue or green?
Yeah, so the
'Cause
one
it-
that's selected is. Oh, good question. Let me look at mine. Let me see. So selected means green.
Green? Okay. So, green. It's selected. Now, I'm gonna run. Nothing happened.
Let's give it a minute. Maybe your system is running slow.
Maybe it's just really slow. Maybe it wasn't selected this whole time. Okay, we'll try one more time. Save. Stop. Run. Did you restart the kennel?
Let me switch to my screen and we'll see. Okay. So let's do it again. If I do this, and then I go save, stop, and run. Okay, so now if I do stop, and I add that, and then I save, and then I stop, and then I run. Okay, so it looks like your system is just kind of slow. So,
I know. Okay. Let's try this. I'm gonna do it like you did it. So you deleted it. And then you stopped it.
Yep.
Save. Run. Maybe it's just really slow. Okay.
Do you know what kind of laptop your kind of processor your laptop has? Do you have any idea?
No.
Okay.
It was a gift. I have no clue.
Okay.
I just know it's old.
Yeah, so that could be why it's running so slow for you.
It's a Dell.
Okay.
That's what I know.
Let's try clicking the restart that button next to the stop. Let's see if that one causes it to work better.
Restart. And now
And now run. Okay.
run. It worked.
Okay, so your system wants that. So on your system, you just gotta click restart to force it to stop it, and then do it. Okay, so we can hit
Okay.
stop.
So stop.
Yep, and then add that line.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then we want to save it.
Save it.
Yeah. And then click the restart button, and that'll force it to really restart.
This one, right?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Okay. And then I click run.
Yep. There you go.
That's really
magic. See, the code was fine. It was just like hey.
It just wanted an extra step.
Yeah, so that happens on older computers because
they're old.
They're old, and so when you try to so taking a step back, the way Python works is it can take a lot of power to kind of flush out the old code and run the new code.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting around that by doing the restart and killing the previous running one. So that's why when we click that button, it works, is because what happens is Python takes your code and then it converts it to a format that it can run, which is called compilation. So it compiles the code that you wrote into something that is machine code. And so when you click run, it does the step of converting it to what it can run. And your system's old, and so it's like it just takes forever. Is what's happening. Okay. All right. So now I can continue.
Okay. So now, do you want me to try the 5?
Try it and see what happens.
Okay.
Ah, okay. So notice it still said invalid input.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you need to change in order to have that input be acceptable?
Right here. We have to add the 5.
Yep, you can add it there, and also one other place too.
And down here?
Yep, so notice, right, you have if choice equals to 1, else if equals to 2, 3, and 4, and then all other cases it prints out invalid input. See that? So so does that make sense to you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So I could just copy this. First I need to do this.
Yep.
5. And then I would enter. Wait, I'm gonna copy this.
Yep.
Enter. 5.
Okay, so that line should be a call to a function right there. So if you look at number 1, right, what does it have?
Number 1?
Uh-huh. Yep, so it has that, and then it says print out the result from add num1 num2, right?
Uh-huh. Oh! Okay, so it would be add. And would I have a little sign that says and, or would I just put the sign?
Good question. So, to answer that... To answer that, I'll want to review something. So, the way print works in Python, so print just means put this on the screen and show it. That's all that really means. So the way print works is you can pass in a whole bunch of parameters. And so we have print, we have num1, and then it says what's the next thing you want to print. So you can actually have a comma, and you can have like a bunch of other stuff. You can have as many as you want.
Oh.
Okay. So for example, like if you wanted to have 2, 3 numbers or 4 numbers, you would just do comma and then another variable name, and then comma and another variable name. All right. So that's how print works in Python. Now, so in the case of 5, we're going to do add and multiply.
Okay. So num1 plus num2. And then instead of having the multiplying in the same parentheses as the add, I would add a new, how would I write that?
So you can go after num2.
Oh, after num2.
Yep.
Oh, and then I would, instead of equal, it would be multiply.
Yep.
And then
So add a comma.
num.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then you want to add another variable, right?
Yep. Num3.
Okay.
Oh, oops. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. So now you need to fix that next part. Yeah, so you could do it that way. But so do you think that'll work?
I hope so.
Okay, give it a try and see what happens.
Do we have to do the... Or I just go down here. Should I restart it or?
Yep, yeah, so you stop it, save it, restart it.
Okay, stop it. Save it. Restart it. Run. Click it. Run. Oh, okay.
There you go. So now it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So let's do 5.
Ah, okay.
What happened?
Good question. So what do you think happened?
Oh, this one.
Yep. You can do a comma and then
Okay, there we go.
do this.
Oh, we need another. Do we
Right.
need another?
Exactly, you do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to ask the others about questions.
All right. So now I have to stop it, save, restart, and run.
Yep. It's called
Okay.
rinse and repeat. All right.
Stop, save, restart, run. Okay. So now 5, enter. Okay, wait. So we can need 3 numbers. What number should I put?
It's up to you. You could do something simple like 1 and 3 and 5.
1 and 3 and 5. Okay, let's do that. 3.
Okay, so you get an error now.
That is not identical. I think it's this, the and.
Yep. Okay, so go up to your code and then try to fix it.
Oh. This will need.
So now I have a question for you. In the other ones, right? Like, so the first one
Yeah.
has add, num1, num2, and the next one has subtract. Where do you think those are, and what are those things? Are those functions?
Does add and subtract?
So scroll up so scroll up and see if you can find something that looks like those things.
Okay.
Go up higher.
Would it be this? Just a guess. No, that's not right.
You want a hint? Are you lost?
Yeah.
Okay. So scroll up to the top of that cell. Go up. Keep going. Keep going up. Okay. So notice there. What do you think the def?
Oh,
What do you think those things do?
they tell you what the function does.
Yes.
Or this.
Yep. So if you wanted to do a simple way to do it, what would be a simple way to add another function so that this new one works?
I would have to add another function. One of these.
Exactly. So try adding a new function called add multiply.
And multiply. Okay. I forgot about the top part.
So Giselle had a great question about order of operation and whether Python follows the rule.
Oh.
And so the answer is most programming languages do try to, but when I program, I try to be explicit and I don't assume that every language is going to implement the regular math rules about order of operation. So I always put parens around things because if I were to do like x plus y times z, Python will go, well, I'm going to do y and z first because that's the order of operations. And so if I know I want to do add first before I multiply, I'll put parentheses around x and y first. Just so that I'm always really explicit. Because if I don't, it can be hard to figure out the bug. Like if I write a program that needs to do a couple of math operations, and if I don't put parens around it, it can get really tricky to debug it. So you're like, wait a minute, which one's going first?
Okay, so I'm not quite sure about this part. This is 3. Do the variables matter?
Yeah. So what do you think? Okay, so notice you have def, right? And then you have the name of the function. And then the things in the parentheses are the parameters that the body of the function will do. So you have 3 numbers that you want to do an operation on. And usually function names don't allow spaces, so it has to be all one word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Add multiply.
Yeah. And then you can do a comma and add z after the...
After the y?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it is like this together?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So this is right, or
Yep. So that looks correct now, and now you need to update that print statement to call the right function. So you can just
print
copy
statement.
in
So
that
add
in that
multiply.
in the if else if down,
Oh, down.
right? Yep. So there, right? You want to now pass in all three numbers with the correct name of the new function that we just wrote.
So it would be add multiply.
Mm-hmm. And then the parameters that you want to pass it.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Okay. Like that?
Mm-hmm. And then
Okay, so like that.
rinse and repeat.
Okay. Stop. Save. Restart. Run. Okay,
All
okay,
right.
okay. Let's pick new numbers.
Yeah.
Let's do 6 plus 5 times 8.
Okay. So is that what you expected?
You know, I was expecting 6 plus 5, which is 11 times 8.
Right. But instead, Python said, "Hey, multiply is first because that's the order of
Yeah,
operation." So it went, "No, I'm going to multiply 5 times 8, and then it's 6."
I mean, I guess.
Right. So how would you fix the code so that it does add first and then multiply?
I would have to add parentheses, wouldn't
Yep.
I?
Yeah. So try that. And,
Okay, okay. So I would have to add parentheses.
to the function, right?
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You got it.
Here we go.
Yep.
And would I need something here? No.
Nope. So you
Okay, and then I would have to stop,
Yep.
save.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's try again.
All right.
Okay, now.
Do the same one. 6, 5, and what was it? 8, right?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Yep.
Okay, yay.
Excellent. Do you have any questions so far about this?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So let me kind of. So there's actually multiple ways that we could do this.
Yeah?
So let me share my screen here. All right. So for example, do that.
Oh.
So if I do that, oh, typo. Oh, okay, it didn't like this because I didn't put a comma. Okay, typo.
Are you trying to copy the code I have?
Nope, so you'll see a difference here. So what I
Oh,
did
okay.
was, see, instead of adding a new function, I'm doing this. I'm doing multiply, and then I pass in the results from add and number 3 to the variable. Let's see, where's my typo? Break.
Oh.
Stop. Save. Run. Oh, okay. It must be because. Oh, this. Oh, okay. It doesn't like this thing. Okay. So it doesn't like being nested. Multiply the result from that and that. Ah, okay.
The break?
Yeah, so the reason why, so you notice, okay, here. So what I can do is this then. Um, what if I do cut that, save it.
Oh.
Still like my break. Why? Wait a minute. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 1, 6. Multiply the add result. Why does it like my break? Stop it. Save it. Run. I don't like my break. What is that? There's probably a typo here somewhere. All right, I'm just going to do this.
Do you need parentheses?
Start. All right, so that works. All right, should be able to do. That. That.
Oh, Giselle said you forgot a comma to close the print.
Yeah. Typos.
Or parentheses.
But that's okay. So now, if we do multiply, that's correct today. Okay. And then I do that. Save it. We start it. Okay. So now 5, 2, 3, 5. So we can actually, without having to add a function, we can just do it in this actual if-else-if block instead.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
So you added add result. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I'm calling add with the first two numbers, and then I set to this variable, and then just pass that new variable to the multiply.
Oh, okay. So it's basically another way.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one thing that so with programming, usually you want to try to keep the number of functions that you write to a lower, to as few as practical. And practical is something you just have to make a judgment on, right? Like, for example, if someone wanted to do like multiply first, add, and then divide, and then take the square root of that. So you could write a function that does that, but then if someone says, well, now I want to add, multiply by this, take that result and multiply by this other thing. Well, now it's like you start adding more and more functions for all these different things that people want to do.
Right. Okay.
And so oftentimes what a programmer will do is they'll just write the basic ones, add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and then they will then use those base ones and have their logic. So the if-else-if will then go through and figure out what you want to do and not have to write a whole bunch of functions. And so this just demonstrates like you can actually just in this if-else-if add calls to those other functions, and then you can basically chain them up together in essence. Yep. Okay, let me see if people have questions.
So we can square root and other functions?
You can if you want. So how would you add a function to do square root?
Yeah. How would I add a function? I would have to go back to the functions.
Yep.
And then from that I would add it to the print.
Yep, you could. You could try that.
Oh, are we doing it?
If you want to, sure.
So we have a square root.
Yeah. So you have 10 minutes, so you can start it, and then you can finish it later on your own.
Okay. Uh, I would need the square root sign, right?
So, good question. So you can Google for that.
Okay.
You can open a tab and go Python square root, and then Google should give you the answer.
Oh. Is it this?
Yeah. So if you click on that link, it should show you an example.
Oh, okay.
And you see the example there imports a library called math. That's a standard Python library.
Oh.
Yep. And then it's math.square root, and then the variable.
So I have to import this?
Exactly. Yep, you got it.
Import it to Jupyter or?
Yep, into Jupyter. Exactly.
Okay, okay. So, where would I put that?
At the top.
In the beginning?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Enter.
Mm-hmm.
And would I delete this first? Delete this, run this, and then redo it?
So the return there, you can just do math.sqrt in your function. Yep. You want math dot, right? Yep. There you go.
Oh. X.
Yep. Okay.
And then another print. Does that sound right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Or,
Looks
okay.
right.
And then right here I would do print.
Yep.
Okay, now. Is that all?
You can run it and see what happens.
Okay, so stop, save, oh,
So what did you miss?
oh, okay, I missed right here.
Yep.
6. There we go. I think that's, and then this. Now, I think that's it.
Okay. Give it a try. Yeah. Okay.
Square root of leading one. Oh. What?
Well, just put 0, right? 'Cause-
My God. My number.
just do 0.
0.
Ah, okay, so you got an error there. What does it say? Square root is not defined. Okay, so it's probably a typo.
Square root.
Yep. So just double check. Is there a
Square
typo
root.
either in the function name or where you're calling it?
Oh.
Okay. You can save and stop and save.
Okay. Stop. Save.
There you go.
Oh. Okay, it worked.
Yep, it worked. All right, so if you want, you can try to figure out how to make it so it doesn't ask you for the second and third numbers over the weekend, so you can figure that out.
Okay.
Good job. Okay, and that's the end of the hour. Excellent. Have a good weekend.
Just on time.
Yep.
You too. Thank you.
Yep.